Imagine a world where every child feels loved, safe, and valued. This was the world envisioned by Fred Rogers. In the heart of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, a gentle hero was born. Fred McFeely Rogers, who would later be known and cherished as Mr. Rogers, first opened his eyes to the world on March 20th, 1928. He was the cherished son of James and Nancy Rogers, who nurtured his early love for music. As a child, Fred was often found lost in the magical world of melodies, his fingers dancing on the piano keys. His parents, recognizing their son's passion, fostered his musical talents, paving the way for his future endeavors. His childhood was like a symphony, filled with the harmonious blend of love, support, and the enchanting tunes he so loved to create. Little did the world know that this music-loving boy would grow up to touch the hearts of millions of children. Rogers didn't just stumble into children's television, he was drawn to it, like a moth to a flame. His journey was not a random walk, but rather a passionate pursuit. Underneath the gentle demeanor was a mind that was always learning, always growing. A mind that held not one but two degrees, one in music and the other in divinity. Music, the universal language of emotion, was a skill he honed with dedication. It would later become an instrumental part of his work, a tool he used to reach into the hearts of children. Divinity, on the other hand, was a testament to his spiritual depth. It was a lens through which he viewed the world, a perspective that allowed him to see the divine in every child. But Rogers' education didn't stop at university halls. He sought wisdom in the world around him, wisdom that he found in the form of child psychologist Margaret McFarland. Their collaboration was a meeting of minds, a union of understanding. Together, they delved into the complexities of children's emotional and physical concerns, explored the uncharted territories of a child's mind, and sought answers to questions too often overlooked. Rogers realized that children's concerns were not trivial but rather deeply profound. He saw their fears, their hopes, their dreams, and their struggles. He believed that these concerns deserved to be addressed, to be acknowledged, and to be validated. He understood that children were not just small adults, but rather unique individuals with their own unique needs. This understanding, this empathy, was the spark that ignited his dream. A dream to create a space where children's emotional and physical concerns were not just heard, but understood. A space where every child could feel seen, heard, and most importantly loved. Equipped with knowledge and a burning passion, Rogers was ready to step into the world of children's television. In 1968, a new type of neighborhood was born, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. A neighborhood that existed on the small screen yet felt as real and as comforting as the one right outside your window. Opening each show with a warm greeting and the catchy jingle, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood," Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers, to kids everywhere, habitually changed into a sweater and a pair of sneakers. Each show would have a different topic of exploration, and Rogers would utilize his own handmade puppets to help get the point across. He sought to create a space that would address not just the intellectual needs of children, but their emotional and physical concerns as well. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was a show unlike any other. It eschewed the loud, fast-paced nature of typical children's programming, opting instead for a slower, more deliberate pace. Each episode was crafted with the utmost care, ensuring that every child who tuned in felt seen, heard, and understood. Rogers' approach was revolutionary. He didn't shy away from discussing difficult topics such as divorce, death, and even war. He believed in the importance of acknowledging and validating children's feelings, no matter how complex or daunting they might seem. The impact of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was immense. It transformed children's television, prompting a shift towards more thoughtful, sensitive programming. It demonstrated the power of empathy and kindness, inspiring generations of children to treat others with respect and understanding. But perhaps the most significant testament to Rogers' success was the countless letters he received from viewers. Children wrote to him about their fears, their dreams, their joys, and their sorrows. And Rogers, in his characteristic gentle manner, responded to each one, further extending the safe neighborhood he had created on screen into the real world. Rogers created a neighborhood where every child felt seen, heard, and understood. It was a place where children could learn, grow, and navigate the complexities of life, all while feeling safe and loved. And for that, Fred Rogers will always be remembered as the gentle hero of our childhoods. Fred Rogers wasn't just a television host, he was a beacon of love and understanding for children everywhere. In addition to his television program, Rogers also published a line of children's books which encouraged his young viewers to read. He also wrote for parents, imparting his years of wisdom culled from interacting with children and crafting learning tutorials for them. Supported throughout his life by his beloved wife Joanne and his two sons John and James, Fred Rogers lived to improve and expand on children's education. His dedication to addressing children's emotional and physical concerns was nothing short of extraordinary. This keen focus was not only appreciated by the millions of children who tuned into his show, but also recognized by numerous prestigious institutions. Over the span of his career, Fred Rogers received countless awards for his contributions to children's television. His work was recognized as groundbreaking, and he was lauded for his ability to address complex subjects in a way that was both comforting and understandable for children. His accolades included everything from Emmy Awards to a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Television Critics Association. In 2002, he was even awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in the United States by President George W. Bush, a testament to the far-reaching impact of his contributions. In 2003, in the quiet town of Latrobe, Pennsylvania, the gentle heart that had touched millions fell silent. Yet even as the world mourned, it was a testament to the man that Fred was, that his passing felt more like a transition than an end. And so while we said goodbye to the man, we never really bid farewell to his spirit. His gentle voice, his kind smile, his unwavering belief in the goodness of people, these are the things that live on. They continue to inspire, to educate, and to comfort. Rogers was more than just a television host. He was an author, a producer, a Presbyterian minister, and a beacon of kindness in a world that so often seemed harsh. His collaborative work with child psychologist Margaret McFarland laid the groundwork for a series that would redefine children's programming. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, a show that ran for more than 3 decades, was not just a program, but a safe haven addressing children's emotional and physical concerns with a tenderness seldom seen on the small screen. It's been over 2 decades since Fred Rogers passed away, yet his influence is as strong as ever. His teachings continue to shape the way we think about children's television. His belief that every child is special and deserves to be heard continues to guide educators and parents alike. In the years following his passing, he has been honored with countless awards and tributes. His work has been recognized as groundbreaking, setting a new standard for children's programming. But perhaps the most meaningful tribute to Fred Rogers is the enduring love and admiration from generations of children, now adults, who grew up in his television neighborhood. In 2019, the biographical dramatic film A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood opened to rave reviews. Directed by Marielle Heller and starring beloved American actor Tom Hanks as Fred Rogers, the film was inspired by 1998 Esquire article Can You Say Hero? By journalist Tom Junod. The film portrays a cynical, somewhat bitter journalist sent to interview Fred Rogers for an article about heroes. None of his preferred heroes will grant him their time, however Fred Rogers does. Mistaking Rogers's sincere concerns about his life and choices, the journalist is determined to expose Rogers as a fraud. Rogers, nonplussed by the journalist's attempts to out him as a phony, instead counsels the man into a moving reconciliation with his dying father. By the end of the film, Rogers is shown to have been a force of good for not just children but grown-ups as well. Hanks received an Academy Award nomination for his superb portrayal, and the film is a beautiful epitaph of the truly saintly Mr. Rogers. Fred Rogers may be gone, but his gentle spirit continues to nurture the minds and hearts of children everywhere. His legacy is a testament to the power of kindness, empathy, and understanding. And it is a reminder that even in the face of loss, there can be a sense of continuity, a sense of hope. Because while people may leave us, their ideas, their values, their spirit, they never truly say farewell. And with that, we conclude this entry into the Pantheon. Thank you for watching.